Have you ever witnessed a certain situation that made you silently thank God that it wasn't you who was caught in the drama? On tonight's episode titled Public Complications, we will be discussing some of the most recent stories we found on social media platform that made us want to thank God that much more that it wasn't us. All right, let's dive into these complications made public.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
You're muted.
You can still hear me, right? I
Is
went
this
by.
one? I think you're probably too close.
I love you. Hi, my loves.
Hi, hi.
I hope you have your drinks ready for tonight's episode.
I sure do. I have my homemade iced Starbucks decaffeinated coffee at hand. What are you drinking over there?
I'm sipping out iced tea because this is going to get somewhat on the wild side. So, did you hear about the guy going to 50 states on TikTok?
50 states or 50 dates?
50 state 50 dates in 50 states.
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, so there's this guy, right? Let's call him Pepe, who was going on a date with one lady from every state. This one particular content creator on TikTok is being bashed by other, content creators on the same platform. Let's call her Fifi, okay?
I like Fifi.
Fifi Fifi doesn't have any issues with Pepe going on these dates. What her issue is, though, that he is dining and going on dates with light-skinned women of a particular, how can I say, appearance, you know?
Okay.
She feels like Pepe should be dating a vast majority of diverse women who physically represent the state that he is in during, the time that he's in it. The story circulated around enough that it caught the attention of Nicki Minaj. She even got into it, girl. She even got into it.
Okay.
Instead of Fifi going back and forth on the same subject, she took it upon herself to low blow Nicki by saying she wasn't going to take advice from someone that supports a pedophile in regards to the case of her brother.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I mean, I wouldn't want to take, advice from anybody either who supports pedophilia because I'm definitely against that. But what does this have to do with the 50 states? I mean, the guy in the 50 states.
It has nothing to do with the guy in 50 states. She just thought that by bashing her or bringing that up, people would be on her side,
That is crazy. And then what does it matter if he's dating, what you said, light-skinned women? I think that's what you mentioned.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, like she feels as though, like, let's say if you're going to Guatemala, you gotta go and, basically look Hispanic, like straight up Hispanic, even though, let's say, the person is white, Instead, he's going after the white rather than the Hispanic Guatemalan, which apparently us Hispanics or Hispanics in general have to be of a certain complexion or of a certain feature,
Okay, so the issue that's really at hand is the fact that he has a particular preference when he dates or dines someone and she's mad about it.
Yes. Of the same, basically every state he goes to, let's just say the women is white, because we don't want to sit here and like bash or like bring up racism or anything like that, but let's just say that the girl is white, right? And then let's just say that they're in Jamaica. So basically what the woman is saying is she wanted to see him date a Jamaican woman rather than the white woman that's in Jamaica.
You see, things like that really tend to get to me because it's just like, you do know people come in different shapes and sizes.
Exactly.
if you go to Puerto Rico, if you go anywhere else, you're gonna see blonde hair, blue eye Puerto Ricans with 100% Puerto Rican blood.
True.
And you're not Puerto Rican just because of your ancestors. You're considered Puerto Rican for being born there.
Exactly.
So if there's a light complexion or a white woman that lives in Jamaica, resides in Jamaica, was born and raised in Jamaica, she is Jamaican.
Exactly.
So for that to even be an issue just literally makes no sense.
The issue is basically, I believe that the issue with her is that each state he goes to is basically the same type of woman.
I mean, he has a preference.
That's what everybody's saying. Like, he has a preference. Like, why are you bashing him? Why?
You know,
why
I'm
does it
not the
matter?
tallest person in the world. I'm only 5'2" at my tallest days. But I'm not interested in dating someone who is shorter than me. And it's not that, oh, I hate short men. I have a preference. You know, I'm married, so obviously I'm not dating anybody, but I look up to him. You know, I think my husband's like, what, 5'11"? So what would she have to say about me then? You know what I mean? Where it's just like, it's really not that serious, on my personal opinion.
And she made it serious to the point that Nicki Minaj even got into it.
And then Nicki Minaj, like, that must have circulated all the way to the top to get her attention. And
Exactly.
I understand, again, like I mentioned before, the whole pedophilia, but that wasn't even the topic. Now it's something if she was talking about a rape case, it's something if she was talking about pedophilia, and it's just like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to you. But this literally
I don't
had
need
to
advice
do...
from you.
Yeah, like this had to do with a man who is just, or a kid, I don't even know if he's young or whatever, but he's traveling and dining. I don't see the problem.
With his own money. Like, he's literally doing all of this with his own money. So for her to even say anything is just like, what were you trying to do, boo-boo? You know?
That is crazy. That is so crazy. Okay, what else we got
And
coming
that
up?
brings up to the subject. And that brings me with the subject about love and money. There was this one story I bumped into where a husband cheated on his wife. She requested gifts from him, in order for her to forgive him. And so he went ahead and did exactly that, bought her gifts. So she forgave him, but then he ended up cheating on her again.
Shocker.
She couldn't believe it, and she literally was shocked. Like, would you forgive your husband if he gave you a lot of money in return for your forgiveness?
First of all, I'm not for sale. You didn't pay me to cheat, therefore you're not going to pay me to forgive you for cheating. You're going to have to earn your forgiveness, because that is crazy. And then for her to be shocked, like, really?
Right?
It's not even like, oh my goodness, you have to earn it. Like, we got to build our trust again and so on and so forth. It's just like, pay me money.
I think it's more like I gave you the chance of forgiveness and you went ahead and bought me all of this. I don't expect you to do it again because obviously you're buying me all of this. So, you obviously still want me. I think that's people's mindset when it comes to something like that,
Oh, I have no idea, but that is, that's a big no-go for me. I'm sorry. That's not, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want any gifts. I wouldn't want any gifts. Like, don't just show me that you are sorry, Like, buying me gifts isn't telling me that you're sorry at all. Buying me gifts is just like, here, shut up,
Yeah, like hush money. Like, here, right, I cheated on you, right? But here, take this purse. Here, this is the latest phone. Here, I'm sorry. And it's just like, they never heard that song, Money Can't Buy Me Love.
Right?
Or Tina Turner. What?
Mm-hmm. But 8 out of 10 men cheat on their partners. And for some reason, they have themselves convinced that buying gifts could help their wives forgive them in a situation they created. How odd is that?
I mean, it's very odd, but at the same time, with the story that you just expressed, that you shared with us earlier with the lady, she's over here making it seem as though it's something that's acceptable, something that is okay to do. Because she literally told them, like, buy me X, Y, and Z, and I will forgive you. So
Yeah.
even though it's odd, and the fact that a man's mindset is that way, they're already spoiled with everything in life. Anytime they do something, they're like, men are gonna be men, and it's like, no.
Yeah, and then she gave him the
man.
okay. Like, she gave him the okay to buy her gifts. Like,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, buy me something. Like,
So she's definitely not an example that I want my daughter to follow as she gets older. I understand, like, make his pockets pay or whatever the case might be, but you should want to be with somebody who loves you. Now, there are certain women who do marry for money and not love. And I think in that particular situation, it's understandable because she doesn't love him, so she won't be affected if he does cheat on her because there's no attachment. But that doesn't go for everybody. Like for me, I got married for love and not money, so that would be just a big no on my end.
yeah. Yeah, same here. Same here. If I was to like marry for money, I would not be living the life that I live right now. I'd be living like lavish with Bentleys, a huge ass mansion.
I mean, yeah, I want a butler.
With
I
like
want
50
it all.
tigers and 50 bears.
Yeah, 50 tigers. I wouldn't even pet a tiger. I would definitely not have one as a pet.
Oh, this brings me to the next story. Okay, listen to this. Now, did you hear about the elephant in Africa that was so mad with a woman that it went out of its way to attend the funeral and stomp on her corpse?
Oh, heck yeah, I heard that story. It killed her 2 times. I think that was the only story that really went around so fast and lasted as much as it did, grabbing in the people's attention. Like, if you didn't hear it, you must have been living under a rock, or you just basically don't have social media.
I tell you, when I first heard about it, I told my parents, my mom and dad, and they didn't believe me. And they were like, "Oh, where's your sources? Where are your sources?" And I was like, TikTok. And then they were like, "Oh, TikTok." He's like, "That's not even a media platform and whatever." So they literally like knocked it down, but it was going all over the place. Like, it didn't
not
hit
a
main
media
media.
platform. Like, the news is fake.
Yeah.
The news is not the news anymore. I know this is completely off topic, but when Obama was president, he changed the rules stating that the news anchors didn't have to even they didn't have to report facts anymore. So to me,
I didn't even know that.
TikTok, huh?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they changed it. Because before it had to be factual and everything like that. Now all you need is just a little bit of the truth. So now
Wow.
TikTok is what's reporting things that's going around. That's how I found out about the elephant. And at first I'm like, this is a lie. Like, that's mad bogus, But then
Yeah, I thought so, too.
everybody started reporting in on it, and it was just like, hold on. And then I went online, Googled it, and saw. And this elephant killed her 2 times. Like, just to make sure she died the first time.
And not only that, but he like burned down her freaking, hut. Like, her whole village. They burned down the whole, like, he went right in and then, did his guerra, like his warrior.
He's like, "Ra-ta-ta-ta."
warrior.
And he came with his gang. He was pulling up like, what? But you know why though, right?
No, I did not know why. I did not read
Okay.
into it like that. I just saw it.
Oh,
on
I
TikTok.
did. I went into it. I deep dived into that one. Okay, so the woman, she went, and during her younger days, she worked with poachers, which is basically the people that they steal the ivory tusk from the elephants. So
Okay.
she was one of the people that was working with them. And she was one of the people that killed its mom. I don't remember if the elephant was a boy or a girl, but
Wow.
it killed the elephant's mom. And one thing about elephants is that
I never forget.
they never forget. They have perfect memory.
Yeah. Animals, all animals have perfect memory.
No. But elephants don't forget anything. They're like a freaking walking, talking encyclopedia. Like, everything they remember. So, it went after her once it hit a certain age. And then on top of that, the elephant was not even nowhere near where this woman lived. I don't know the number exactly, but I'm gonna give it a guesstimate to where the elephant was probably like 300 and something miles away from where she was, where her funeral was taking place. And I heard that the elephant went all up in there with his little, tusk or whatever it's called, the nose, and grabbed her by the leg, and it was like wakata, wakata, like she was dead, and was just hitting her on the floor. Okay, and then after doing all of that stuff, went to her home. They were saying it's a hut, so that's what I'm gonna go with. If I'm wrong, then blame TikTok.
Okay.
But it went to her hut and destroyed the village, and it showed up with its homies. So they were all like, everybody getting it.
That guerra, like, ah!
Yeah. And then when they were doing, I think, if my memory serves me well, for her burial, it wasn't a burial. They were gonna put her on fire, like ashes and stuff like that,
like a Viking type thing. Because that's what they used to do in the Viking.
I wouldn't call it Viking. That was just a thing for back in the days in general.
Yeah.
But it is famous through Viking. At least over here in the US, that's the closest thing I think we could compare it to based off of what we've been taught.
Yeah.
But it took it out and did the same thing and stomped on her.
Oh my God.
Like it was like, this is for my mama. Like that story was crazy, okay?
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was really crazy. And I'm telling you, when I heard about it, I was just like, what? Heck nah, like that no possible way. But then the more people were talking about it, the more like there was so many freaking TikToks about it from content creators. Like literally bashing the lady, like she must have did something extremely horrid.
Yeah.
To this elephant to be going after her the way that it did.
Elephants are normally they're not categorized as villains, they're not literally the bad animals. Like if they do attack, it's like, oh, it was self-defense. They were trying to mess with the baby elephant, and they were protecting it and things like that. And for this dude to come 300 miles from the west, walking all the way to the east with his freaking backup with him, like, yo, we gonna get her. We gonna get her. Like, excuse me? It was like, come again? What just happened? Like, did you hear the story about the monkeys in Asia?
I've heard about it, but I didn't go into straight details. Like, I didn't sit there and research it. Again, I heard it.
Okay, this one I did not go into details. Like I didn't go online or nothing like that. I don't know what was going on with me that day, but that day I was just like, oh, okay. And then I saw maybe 3 more videos and I'm like, what the heck? Monkeys? And it reminded me of Rio with the bluebird, and how they had the gangster monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I started thinking about, because they were saying that they were going after the babies. They wasn't going after the adult. They wasn't trying to steal food. They were going after the babies and trying to kidnap the babies. Okay? It's not even let me play with your baby. They was like, I want that. Give me that. Okay? And then the people were so scared that they were staying home. They even had the warning. I don't remember what part in the continent of Asia. I don't know if it was China or something like that, but I know it was in the continent. And in the news, they were telling the people stay home, stay away from your doors and things like that. In one video, this person's home, they had 2 doors. They had the metal gate, and then they had the regular house door. So the regular house door was open, but the metal gate was locked, and the monkey was reaching its arm through in the direction of where the baby was. And the baby was just stuck there, it was watching. It's probably oh, what are you doing? You want my hand? That's what you want? It was just looking at it very curious. And they were pulling the baby away. But when they were moving the camera around, you had the monkey at the door, and then there was other monkeys at the window, but they were doing that whole monkey thing, yeah, ha, ha, with that monkey sound thing that they do when they're ready to fight, when they're jumping up and down.
Oops, sorry. Yeah.
It was that. It was things like that. That was you gotta be freaking kidding me. And no lie, you know what ran through my mind? We are in the middle. No, we are in the middle of a freaking Jumanji movie. because
Oh my god, yeah, in the movie where all these freaking animals came out of the book, or not the book, the game.
yeah,
Oh
the
my
game. Because what the heck, like, like animals normally they gotta be tempered with and all that stuff. Aside from that, like, people go to safaris and they're watching lions and, they're kings of the jungle and all this other extra stuff. And now they're literally going out their way to attack people. Like, it ain't safe in these streets.
It's not. It's not.
Like,
it's not safe in the jungle, nor is it safe in the city. I'm gonna tell you that much.
It's not safe anywhere at all in all reality. They're coming towards us. I'm not saying that we didn't earn it. I'm not saying that we don't deserve it, because in all reality, like, us human beings haven't really been the best to animals. And the Bible says that we were called to look after them.
Yeah.
But I legit feel as though, like, they sick of us. They're like, you ain't doing your job.
It was easier back then, and y'all just a whole mess.
And like, why this lady still breathing? And this lady's way traveling, and it died by she died by the time the elephant got there or something. And it was like, I traveled here, I'm gonna whoop your butt. I don't care if you dead. Like, you gonna feel this. Like, it ain't safe. It ain't safe.
It's not. But animals were here first before anybody else, so.
It's true. They really were. Humans were like the last things to be created.
So this earth literally belongs to them, in all honesty.
I know, but they ain't gotta be so rude about it.
I know.
I ain't do none of them.
It's other people that ruin it for everybody.
Right? Take your anger out with them, not with me. We friends over here. Yeah, but different places do have different kind of animals. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, my sister in Alaska has bears and mooses. I know for me, I would be scared to even come across something I've never seen growing up, They are nice to look at on TV, and behind like exhibits and crap, but not in person. Like, no.
Nah. I'm that type of person to be like, babe, pull over, I want to take a picture, but I won't open the door.
Alright.
I don't know you. Stranger danger, If I was to see a moose, a bear, I might be like, okay, whatever. But a moose, and then to see it like in the snow or something, oh my gosh, it's gonna be magical.
Yeah, and I was like, so it's normal. She was like, oh yeah, a moose was like, in my backyard the other day, and I'm like, a moose? Like, and that's just normal? Like, I guess it's normal for whatever state you're in,
I would have been a fan. I would have been like, baby, look.
Because
I would call all my kids.
Yeah, like in Florida, we have alligators and sharks.
No.
I was like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't want to meet either one of those, And like the other day, I found like a garden snake on my mat. My soul practically almost left my body.
My soul would have been with Jesus. Okay? My soul, poop, I'm gone. But alligators, I be seeing videos. How many times we be talking about me not going out there? Like, no, thank you. You can keep them dinosaurs to yourself. And the sharks, I like them in an aquarium.
Yeah, like we stop on the middle of the road to let an alligator, walk through to its pond. Like, that's what Floridians do.
No, thank you. I'm not interested. No. Out here in Connecticut, right, we have bears, but that's only in certain parts. Like, you have to be in the rural area in order to see the bears. Deers, possum, and so many freaking geeses. Geeses are like pigeons in New York, but our version, But deers, right. You'll get them in your backyard, they be walking, crossing the street and stuff like that. So you definitely have to drive slow. But they be minding their business, they be like, yo, you stay over there, I stay over here. We're like, yo, we got that, like we got that understanding, that non-verbal understanding. Now, in New York, I remember when I lived out there, the animals you saw, the animals you don't want to stop for. You understand? Like, you have roaches, you have pigeons that didn't care, they ran the streets, and rats. Now, rats, that I would never stop to take a picture for. That's the only thing to run me off the sidewalk. If I saw a rat half a block away from me, I literally was either walking on the street or I would cross over to the other sidewalk on the other side. Because I don't play with them and they don't play with us. They don't care. They're not scared. Pigeons, you walk right past them and they stay on the floor. They don't fly. They're like, yo, excuse me, you in my way, partner. Like...
Yeah, I remember I went to New York one time with my family, my mom, my dad, and my sister. We were going to New York and the line to get into New York was crazy. And car was just so crazy.
Now that
I
means he was in
literally felt like we
Manhattan.
were there for like a good 3 hours. And then my dad was like, yeah, no. And then we finally made it to the bridge. And then we just ended up turning around and leaving because we didn't even make it in.
Wow. Nah. Not here.
And I wanted to visit New York. I mean, I was interested because I'm like, you see it on TV, Home Alone, oh, New York, cool,
Yeah, but that's
No,
that's Manhattan, New York. That's not like New York, New York. Like me, I'm from the Bronx, so it's completely different. I mean, it's still basically the same, but Manhattan is the famous part of it, and then that's like the make it or break it. Everything else, we living, we chilling, we good,
right.
Going into Manhattan, nobody. If you drive in New York, it's because you're not from New York. Straight up, like if you drive into Manhattan, let me correct myself. If you drive into Manhattan, it's because you're not from New York. People who own cars and drive all over the boroughs, which in other places is known as towns. They would drive all over the borough, but when they be like, oh, let's go to Manhattan, they park the car, we hop in on the train, and we ride in the train because you would not get nowhere. It would take you maybe about a half an hour just to drive 5 blocks. Because
Wow.
the people are like the pigeons. We run the streets. It'd be like, hit me. You gonna hit me with your car? Hit me.
That would have been nice to know. That would have been nice to know because
I mean,
then
I don't
would've
think
just
I
parked
knew you
the
then.
car and then just walked my ass,
You walk your what?
my butt.
Oh.
Sorry. Your hard butt. It was
Goodness. No, but I'm curious to see a freaking moose. Definitely. I would love to see a shark, but I would be so scared to see a shark because
Girl, every time I go to the beaches here in Florida, I am scared out of my mind. I mean, I don't live I live in Florida, but I wasn't raised here, so like, I don't want to get attacked by a shark when I go to the beach. I just want to enjoy the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard so many stories of people getting attacked here, and it's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like another walk in the park around here, and it's like, dude, like, what? I don't understand it. I guess Floridians are like immune to crap like that. I don't
that
know.
sounds like a disease. Floridians. Like, excuse me? I'm sorry, but I mean, honestly, Florida, when I go, well, I've never been to Florida, but when I think of Florida, I think of alligators, I think of anacondas, I think of the swamp people and things like that. And I just be like, no.
See, before I lived here, when I first thought of Florida, I was like, cruises, Hawaii.
You thought
Cruises to Hawaii.
You thought of cruises to Hawaii from Florida? Really?
Yeah, I did. I thought mimosas at the beach.
Momono at the beach.
I thought fish and tostones at the beach. I thought all of that. Like, I thought
Who eats
a
fish
lot
at
of-
the beach? But anyways, that's another episode. That's a fish at the beach. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's why people get
You eat a
attacked.
whole fish with the face and everything. You eat a whole fish with tostones. Oh my gosh, that crab is good. That crab is good. It's good.
Let's agree to disagree.
You're not living if you don't try it.
Call me dead. But I love sharks. I love sharks. Alligators. It's not happening. It's not happening. For some
It's
apparent
crazy
reason.
because
like
you told me so many times. Sorry, I'm sorry for interrupting. But you told me so many times that you watch Shark Week every time it comes
I
around.
do. I love it. I love it. I live for it.
But then when you're like, "Oh, come to Florida," you're like,
One, I can't swim. Okay, so right there they won the battle. Okay. Two, I can't hold my breath. They won the battle. Three, I live on land. They won the battle. You understand? I love them because, right, alligators scare me. only because they're just so like detailed the way God did it, and then the eyeballs, the way they be looking and everything. I ain't with it, you know.
Right.
That keeps me that makes me want to stay off the streets of Florida. But then sharks, they're so innocent. Literally, like, yeah, they kill or whatever the case is, but they probably kill like 25 people a year, but there's hundred thousands of sharks being killed by people. You understand? Ever since the movie of Jaws came out, people literally kill sharks for sport. They won't even eat it or anything like that. They sell it. You know, so they already are endangered from being in our presence. But when they bite us, based off of, you know, History Channel and Disney Channel and all that other extra stuff that I be watching, and Shark Week and everything, they mistake us for seals. So when they bite into us, they get a taste. Hold on, wait. When they bite into us, they get a taste, and then they let us go. Because they're like, oh wait, this is not what I wanted. But their teeth are so sharp that it slices you, like it fillets your skin. Now, there's bullet heads. What about
the other ones that actually bite you and then still come back for more?
Those are bullet heads, and there's another one. I forgot what it's called. It's another breed, and those are aggressive, and they actually eat other sharks. Like, they eat everything. They're cannibals, and they kill for sport. They kill just to kill. It's like, oh, I can kill you, I'm gonna do it.
You notice that every like doesn't matter where you are, you can be on land, you can be in sea or whatever, but every animal, humans or non-humans, actually live the exact same life. Have you noticed that?
No. Because I ain't never seen no sharks sitting up on a couch watching Netflix.
How you know? He might be all the way down into the Pacific Ocean, all the way down there, like, chilling on the couch, like, honey, I'm
How
home.
he got Wi-Fi? How he got Wi-Fi down there?
Welcome home, darling. What's for dinner? Human parlay?
I mean, I can see that. You know, you got, you know, some human thigh casserole. I see that happening, you know? I definitely see that, but I don't see him watching Netflix.
That is so funny. That is extremely funny. No, but because like we have cannibals, and you know, humans actually eat other humans, you know, and then sharks eat other sharks. It's like basically the same thing, like that type of aspect to it, you know. That's what I meant.
I think that's where that dog eat dog motto comes from, you know.
Okay, doggy dog world.
But we're also, I think this is gonna have to be a whole episode of itself next time. But yes, we are being trained to eat other human beings without realizing it. You know, we can definitely get into
yeah,
I can get into
episode.
it. Yeah, another episode, because once I start, I won't stop. Once I start, I'm not gonna stop. But we're kind of being trained for that, where our taste buds are enjoying it without realizing. So I think that's where like the whole zombie thing is going to come into place, where, you know, we're going to start eating one another, and that's that. But animals do it off of just surviving. People do it just because it's like, oh, it's a delicacy.
But okay, Lebs, we have some questions for you. What story did you find to be the most entertaining / interesting? Do you have any stories of your own? What would you like to share with us? What kind of wildlife animals can you find located within your state?
Thank you for tuning in tonight. Let us know down in the comment section or send us an email. We have our link in the description box below, and we would love to hear your responses. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you for tuning in into Chitty Chat Chit Chat Podcast.
Bye.
Bye.